And he wants me to tell you a little bit more about heaven and the nexus and your judgment. Everyone, when they die, they are instantly put in front of him for a judgment. It takes an average 7 to 8 hours. Because after all, it's the ultimate, this is your life. Or this was your life. He will show you everything that you did, right and wrong. Explain your entire scorecard. And then his judgment. 3 things happen, or are possible. You're accepted in the gates, or you're shown a door to the blink into nothing. Or if you've been really bad, there's the pit. The pit is a place where you go and you battle to the death with everyone that's in there daily. And then the day starts over. We're just going to leave it at that. I hate even thinking about it. But some deserve it. And any of you out there that thinking you want to, you're cool with the pit, and he knows who you are. Those of you that just love the fight and the warrior, battle to the death bullshit, yeah, you don't get the pit. No, he gets custom terror for you. You do your time with what terrifies you the most. And he mixes it up. Because after all, if you're really into killing people, it's not punishment throwing you in the pit. But 1%ers, anyone at the top of the pyramid, kings and queens and popes, bishops, cardinals, people that rule over his children, and then turn around and live in the lap of luxury while those around him are starving. Yeah, that's who your competitors are. But that happens at judgment. And there is no way to avoid judgment. You are in his simulator. You are literally living and breathing on his holodeck. And he knows everything you think, you feel, and you do. And it is a permanent recording. But the nexus, the realm above heaven, when you get there, if you get there, you will truly see the rewards of doing your boot camp time properly. Because you'll be immortal. You will never die. You will never get sick. You will never have a backache. All that is gone. You will have a perfect avatar. Everybody gets one. And you'll have what we would consider magic. But remember, To a caveman, a microwave is magic. We just don't understand the physics of that simulation yet. We can't, not until we're there. But there are physics there. And depending on how your scorecard goes, it shows exactly how much magic you get every month. Because, see, they work on the same calendar we do. Although they don't revolve around a sun. But all the children that have came to the Nexus and to heaven understand that calendar, and that's why they work off that calendar. So, today's the 24th here, today's the 24th up there. But you don't really go to sleep at night because you don't need to sleep. Because up there, your REM cycle takes approximately 5 to 10 minutes to connect with your soul and reset yourself for a day. So you don't need sleep. Sleep is for children. There are many, many, many blessings up there. And they're forever. And your monthly pension of magic is forever. He's given me the words to best explain it. But I must tell you that I am doing the equivalent of trying to explain to you what a song sounds like with words. It is much more glorious when you actually experience it. Because what we don't realize is how awful our avatars make us feel daily. It's part of a simulation training. We can appreciate the gift he gives us only when we get out of these avatars that we're running around in. You will never have to eat. You will never poop or pee. Although, if you want to, you can sit down and have a meal with your family, and you will enjoy the sensations of the best meal you ever had if you have the magic. You will be able to recreate any day that you lived in the nursery and be there just like it's the holodeck on the Enterprise. That is what his gift is to us. It is what it's all about, doing our time in boot camp here, because you are in boot camp. You are raised to become sentient, to be tested, and to develop a personality. And you will be judged on how you act and how you pay attention to your heart, because that is the teacher. You've heard much about the Holy Spirit. The real way it works is your heart. Me, Jesus, and God are there. We can't give you words. All we can do is give you feelings. The famous quote of Abe Lincoln, when I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That is the extent of his religion. That is what you need to think about. That is all you need to think about in boot camp. Follow your heart. It is your teacher. It is your nanny. It is your direction on your path. It is the force. God's force. And nobody need be worried about anybody else's path. They will not be there for your judgment, and you will not be there for theirs. Let them be. Help all those that ask you, though, because it's worth points. But sometimes, those that always want help, always want bailed out, some of the best ways you can love them is by not helping them and say, no, I'm sorry. You need to figure this out for yourself. And if you look for the answers in your heart, you'll know which times you have to do that one and which ones you have to actually physically help. It's about getting in touch with your heart. That is our future. That is mankind's future. Everyone that does that will be immortal. Everyone that doesn't will not. That is how it works. That is how God's salvation plan works. They have holidays up in heaven and Matrix 2, or the Nexus. They have the same ones we do, with the exception of we don't celebrate President's Day or all that other crap. No, they celebrate Easter, just as we do. And Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. And he wants me to explain why those holidays are in place. And Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. See, those holidays, God actually created. We think we did it, but truth is, he wanted those in place for this year. See, there's 3 holidays: Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Those 3 represent the 3 kings. Halloween is all about Jesus' time, when everybody was believing in spooks and witches and goblins and all kinds of scary stuff. Thanksgiving, that one's mine. And it's to be honored because God came and fixed everything and took the madness away of the world. And we're to give thanks to God for that holiday. The 3rd holiday, that's the 3rd Kings. However, it is also going to be the single biggest day of birth in the Nexus ever recorded in mankind's history. This rapture, because everyone that goes is going to be angels or above. And all the children will be eventually. So they'll be tallied as the most single biggest day of the Nexus's population growth. Born on Christmas Day. That is why the stroke of midnight for the rapture. But Labor Day, that is going to be a special day because it is about your honest 40. You must do your honest 40. Everyone. The 4th of July will no longer be an American holiday. It'll be a day of independence from greed. That is important. we need to celebrate that one. And Memorial Day, we will no longer think about all that die. We will think of all that are born. No longer will we visit graves. We want graves gone, except for military graves. All graveyards need to be cleaned up and turned into parks. Because if you want to visit someone that's passed on, all you have to do is think about them. And if you want to do something to honor them, plant something. Bring something to life in the nursery in their name. And Easter will always be celebrated as it was. And New Year's will just be a celebration of another year starting, just like always. But you guys in China, I'm telling you, you have a bunch of hard-working people. With the exception of they do it for greed. That must stop. There are a lot of raptures that could have happened in China if they weren't doing it for greed. After all, their biggest celebration of New Year's Day is I want to be a millionaire next year. Not the right approach in the nursery. Matter of fact, it's time for mankind to figure out wealth in itself is a sin. Being the best person you can be is a child of God. Just more to think about. St. Patrick Christ II, your second king, signing off.